Next week, chaos will erupt in Salem as EJ Demara's sinister scheme comes to fruition. In a shocking twist, EJ will orchestrate an elaborate deception using brainwashing tactics to replace Rafe Hernandez with his doppelganger, Arnold. This calculated move will not only alter Rafe's fate but will also set off a chain reaction that affects multiple lives in the process. The DNA test that could expose the truth about Gabi, Jada, and Stephanie will be tampered with, leaving many to wonder, will EJ's intricate plot remain hidden forever? Gabi Hernandez, played by Sherry Jimenez, will waste no time in expressing her fury when she believes that her brother has betrayed Jada Hunter. Gabi will be outraged, condemning the man she believes to be Rafe for his apparent infidelity. However, Arnold, fully assuming Rafe's identity, will not tolerate Gabi's outburst. In a dramatic moment, he will throw her out of the house, making it clear that he has no intention of entertaining her accusations. This aggressive move will only serve to increase suspicions and set the stage for an even bigger revelation. Meanwhile, the tension will escalate when Arnold makes a critical misstep. In an impulsive moment, he will misinterpret a situation involving Stephanie Johnson and steal a kiss from her. Stephanie, taken aback by the uncharacteristic behavior, will immediately sense that something is wrong. The man before her is not acting like the Rafe she knows, and she will begin to suspect that an imposter has taken his place. Unable to shake the feeling that something nefarious is unfolding, Stephanie will turn to Jada with her concerns. As Jada listens to Stephanie's theory, she will be hit with a wave of panic. If Rafe never truly betrayed her, then she may have acted too soon in moving on. Prior to discovering the truth, Jada will have a passionate encounter with Sean Brady, further complicating matters. If the real Rafe is still out there, and Arnold is an imposter, then Jada will be left questioning whether she has made a grave mistake. But the drama is far from over. EJ, determined to keep his twisted scheme intact, will recruit Rita Leslie, portrayed by Maggie Carney, to eliminate the Arnold problem once and for all. Armed with a taser, Rita will strike at the opportune moment, knocking Arnold unconscious and paving the way for the return of the real Rafe. However, there's a sinister catch. EJ may have already administered an amnesia-inducing drug to Rafe, ensuring that he wakes up confused, disoriented, and completely unaware of the deception that has taken place. In a cruel twist of fate, when Rafe finally regains consciousness and attempts to reclaim his life, he will find himself at the mercy of the law. The very people who should be helping him, Jada and Sean, will instead view him as the imposter. They will arrest him, fully believing that he is Arnold attempting to deceive them. This will be a stroke of genius for EJ, as the DNA test intended to confirm Rafe's identity will likely be manipulated to support the lie. Stephanie will struggle with doubt, wondering if she was wrong to suspect a switch in the first place. However, Belle Black, always one to see through deception, will remain steadfast in her belief that EJ is behind the entire charade. She will not be willing to let EJ get away with his crimes and will begin investigating further. As Belle pieces the puzzle together, Brady Black will provide her with critical information regarding EJ's knowledge of Ava Vitali's captivity crisis. This revelation will fuel Belle's determination to take EJ down once and for all. Outraged and driven by a sense of justice, Belle will set her sights on proving EJ's guilt and ensuring that he finally faces the consequences of his actions. With lives hanging in the balance, relationships teetering on the edge of destruction, and the truth buried beneath layers of deception, the upcoming week in Salem promises to be a roller coaster of emotions. Will EJ's sinister plot remain concealed, or will the truth finally come to light? The stakes have never been higher, and for those caught in the crossfire, the road to justice will be fraught with danger and uncertainty. In a twist that would have even the most jaded soap opera viewer on the edge of their seat, a series of dramatic events unfolded one fateful evening at the imposing Demara mansion. The story began with a seemingly innocuous envelope and a mysterious vial of medicine, a gift from Dr. Rolfe that promised hope, danger, and the possibility of escape from a tangled web of kidnapping and deceit. A mysterious gift. It was a night like any other in the mansion, yet an undercurrent of tension was palpable in every room. Kristen, one of the central figures in this unfolding drama, held in her hand an envelope that was both elegant and ominous. Inside lay a small vial of medicine, a substance that, she declared, was nothing short of miraculous. "You may not know what this means now," she said softly, her voice carrying both reassurance and a hint of foreboding. To her partner EJ, who had been watching with equal parts curiosity and caution, she explained that the vial contained a potent dose of a drug she called CRS-17, a miracle cure from Dr. Rolf, given to them in a time of desperation. Kristen's words were not merely about healing or escape, they spoke of a deeper, more disturbing plan. "This is the answer to our prayers," she said, her eyes glinting with a mix of determination and fear. The gift from Dr. Rolf, as she explained, was meant to be a way to wipe away the painful memories of their captor's deeds. EJ, however, could not help but recall a memory that had haunted him. The time when Megan, another key player in this dark tale, had used a similar substance to make them forget her terrible act of kidnapping. That memory, however, had been forcefully returned to them by Marlena's hypnotic intervention, a reminder that nothing was ever as simple as it seemed. The weight of a decision in that dimly lit room. Tension built as Kristen outlined her controversial plan. She proposed using the new, stronger dose of CRS-17 on Ava and Rafe, the two individuals who had also been entangled in the kidnappings. Her plan was as drastic as it was desperate, to erase from their minds the very reasons for their abduction. In Kristen's view, this would provide a clean slate, allowing them to escape the dark cloud of their past misdeeds and live free from the burden of their traumatic memories. EJ, however, was not so quick to agree. "We can't just forget everything," he argued, his voice heavy with the weight of moral and ethical considerations. He reminded Kristen that while their minds might be manipulated to forget the kidnapping itself, the undeniable truth remained that Megan was responsible for what had happened. Kristen countered this by emphasizing the strength of the new medicine. "This is a stronger dose," she insisted. "If you have a better idea, let's hear it." But EJ, after much deliberation, found himself with no alternative. Kristen's plan seemed to him their best chance. If they were to have any hope of escaping the tangled web of their shared history, the only way forward was to embrace this radical solution. Yet, the cost of such a decision was steep. Kristen hinted that unless they were willing to rid themselves of the burden permanently by erasing the memories of the kidnapped individuals, their freedom would remain a distant dream. A trip to Arnold and a disappearing act determined to put her plan into motion. Kristen decided it was time to leave the mansion and journey to Arnold, a place that had become synonymous with hope, danger, and the possibility of new beginnings. However, when EJ and Kristen arrived at Blake's house, a new and unsettling development awaited them. Both Ava and Rachel were nowhere to be found. The absence of these two crucial figures sent a ripple of anxiety through the already tense atmosphere. Inside Blake's house, a frantic search ensued. EJ rushed upstairs, driven by a desperate need to locate Rafe, whose whereabouts remained a mystery. In the attic, hidden away from prying eyes, EJ eventually found Rafe still tied up and vulnerable. The discovery was a moment of grim relief mixed with terror. As EJ carefully approached, he retrieved the syringe containing the potent drug from Kristen's earlier delivery. Gently undoing the gag that had silenced Rafe, EJ explained that the contents of the syringe were not a mere sedative, but something far more powerful. A drug intended to wipe away the memories of the ordeal. Rafe, filled with both confusion and fear, questioned whether this meant he was about to be killed. EJ, trying to provide reassurance in a voice that trembled with uncertainty, insisted that the intention was not to end his life, but simply to erase the painful memories of what he had endured. Rafe's plea for mercy was heartrending. His eyes shone with terror as he begged, "Please, don't do this." At that critical moment, as EJ hesitated with the syringe poised to act, an unexpected burst of energy broke the stillness. Rafe, fueled by sheer desperation, broke free from his restraints. The struggle that ensued was chaotic, a desperate wrestle for control over the syringe. Just as it seemed that the situation could spiral into tragedy, Kristen burst into the scene, her voice rising in a shrill cry, "EJ, no!" Her intervention added another layer of complexity to an already dire situation. A desperate escape and uncertain futures while the chaos of the mansion's corridors unfolded. Another story of escape and relief was taking place. Ava, one of the kidnapped individuals, had been rescued by Brady, a kind soul determined to protect her, even as danger lurked around every corner. Despite Ava's insistence that she was perfectly fine and that no harm had come to her at the hands of Rachel, Brady was not content to simply take her word for it. With genuine concern etched on his face, he insisted that she be checked out at the hospital, just to be safe. Reluctantly, Ava agreed to go with Brady, and a trip to the hospital was arranged. At the hospital, while doctors ran their tests and administered the necessary checkups, Brady's concern grew into a quiet vigil, knowing that any unaddressed injury or lingering trauma could have long-term consequences. In the midst of this, Ava found solace in a comforting phone call to Tripp, whose relief at hearing her voice brought a fleeting moment of joy. The conversation was filled with reassurances and gentle reassurances. Tripp's words and concerns served as a reminder that there were still caring people in this dark world. After the call, Ava embraced Wendy, expressing her gratitude for the rescue. "Thank you, Brady," she said earnestly. "I'm so grateful you found me because God knows what could have happened if Rachel had gotten further help from Kristen and EJ." Her words, though simple, captured the deep fear and relief that marked the lives of those who had been caught up in this dangerous game. The human cost of desperation at its core, the drama that unfolded at the DiMera mansion was a stark reminder of the heavy toll that desperation and fear can exact on the human soul. The gift from Dr. Rolfe was not just a vial of medicine. It was a symbol of the extreme measures people are sometimes forced to take when trapped in a cycle of violence and betrayal. Kristen's plan to erase memories was as radical as it was dangerous. For many, the idea of forgetting one's pain was seductive, a chance to escape the relentless torment of memory. Yet it also raised profound ethical questions about identity, consent, and the irrevocable nature of memory. EJ's internal conflict as he grappled with the moral implications of using the powerful drug resonated deeply. His struggle was not merely about choosing between two dangerous options, it was a reflection of the universal human fear of losing oneself in the process of seeking escape from unbearable trauma. When faced with the choice between erasing memories and confronting the past, EJ's hesitation was a testament to the enduring power of human resilience and the inherent value of even the most painful experiences. Similarly, the plight of Rafe, torn between the desire for freedom and the terror of losing his sense of self, underscored the tragic consequences of a world where manipulation and coercion could strip away the very essence of who someone was. In his eyes, we saw a man caught in the crossfire of forces beyond his control, his future uncertain, and his past a source of endless torment. A glimmer of hope amid the shadows, yet in the midst of the darkness, there was a faint glimmer of hope. Brady's unwavering concern for Ava and his determination to ensure her safety served as a reminder that even in the most desperate of times, compassion could still prevail. His actions were emblematic of the possibility of redemption and the resilience of the human spirit, a promise that, no matter how deep the scars, healing was always within reach. The journey that began with a mysterious envelope and a gift from Dr. Rolfe was far from over. As Kristen and EJ wrestled with the implications of their choices and the brutal reality of their circumstances, the question remained. Could they ever truly escape the shadows of their past? Or were they doomed to be prisoners of their own memories? The trip to Arnold was not just a physical journey. It was a metaphorical passage into a future fraught with uncertainty, where the only certainty was the heavy cost of forgetting. In the end, the events of that night at the DiMera mansion serve as a powerful reminder of the lengths to which people will go to reclaim control over their lives. Whether it was through the radical use of a miracle drug or the simple act of caring for one another, every decision carried the weight of lives forever altered by the specter of past horrors. And while some wounds may never fully heal, the search for redemption and the hope for a better future remain the driving forces behind every desperate act in the battle between memory and oblivion. This dramatic chapter, filled with twists, ethical dilemmas, and moments of human vulnerability, is a testament to the enduring struggle of those caught in a world where every choice comes with a heavy price. For those over 65, who have witnessed decades of change and transformation, the tale serves as both a cautionary narrative and a tribute to the resilience that lies within us all. A reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is always the possibility of hope and renewal.